your way and what's news around the world today.
Some wisdom skills along the way.
Oh, and a song to hum along with and sway.
Get your perfect entertaining start to the day.
At 9 a.m. every weekday morning with
Mahima's
Good Morning Bay.
Good morning, Bay! आप सभी लोग हमारी तरफ से एक प्यार भरा नमस्ते,
Namaskar.
वनकम,
Namaskara.
खुशामदीद,
Assalamualaikum.
सत श्री अकाल,
Meek andriki vandanamu.
जय स्वामी नारायण,
जय श्री कृष्णा.
जय जिनेंद्र,
हमारे इस्माइली भाई बंधुओं को बोल दे याली मदद.
मोलाली मतलब बोलते हुए सारे फीजी बंदर बोलेंगे नीसा बुला बनजन. हम आ गए हैं आपके प्यारे महिमा के द्वारा. मैं से फालतू बाबा.
And of course, myself, Faltu Rani, लेकर आपके लिए एक और drive time that's going to make it totally exciting and totally मस्तानी बनते जा रही है.
That's right, Banjan. Mastani kaise hoga, Banjan? By the way, it's rainfall we've been having last night, actually, Banjan.
That is awesome, isn't it?
It is kind of awesome. But let's go take a quick look at what's happening on the roads. जो हम लोग आपको देते हैं generally कैसे, Faltu Rani?
Total सस्ते में.
That's right, Banjan. This is your Bay Area's traffic car.
It's time for the Bandu Traffic Update. Call us from wherever you are at 408-912-2479.
Yeah, Banjan. If at all we miss out some particular location for you guys, you can always call up over here and tell us what's happening on the roads where you are located, Banjan. But एक चीज बता दूं कि रास्ते क्या, there is actually a huge, in terms of Trump language, a huge backup from Oakland, Banjan. In fact, goes on all the way from, get this, okay? It goes on from the particular 80 bridge, all the way into Castro Valley. Comes on. It's
What?
a huge
Why?
backup.
Why?
Now it doesn't tell us why. It seems to be a regular backup. There's no accident report of there. Probably because road conditions or construction work going on there, but there's no mention of Caltrain's construction work there. But it's a huge backup nevertheless. So watch out for that. Drive very carefully if you're on the roads right now.
Or take alternative routes if there is an alternative route.
Yeah,
like maybe a helicopter or something.
Yeah, that's one thing. Or you could take the alternate route for you guys is if you're stuck somewhere, is probably go towards Alameda and side. Or probably you might take 13 and come 580 and then get to the other place if you want to go. That's one thing which I can tell you guys. So Emeryville, of course, reporting flooding in Emeryville, which actually is there's a huge list of things I got to share with you guys about flooding, Banajan. Different parts of the Bay Area is flooded right now, starting from San Francisco, which is on southbound near Howard Street. There's flooding out there, which is affecting traffic big time. The flood 80 westbound in San Francisco on 7th Street in San Francisco is totally flooded out there, and there's flooding on 101 Market Street as well. Watch out, the traffic is really backed up because of flooding out there in that region. There is a high wind advisory on the bridge of Golden Gate, and that's 101 Golden Gate, and also on the 80 bridge there's a high wind advisory out there. Watch out for that. Coming down towards Brisbane, there's a traffic accident which is kind of not impacting traffic, but of course it is. It's near the southbound north of the Sister Cities Boulevard right there, and something which is impacting traffic is the flooding again in South San Francisco. The left lane is affected because of flooding. Drive carefully, Baljan. When it's flooded, you probably might even experience something called your car floats. So watch out for that. So there seems to be an accident with similar kind of an effect over there on San Bruno, which is delaying traffic over there. Let's come down south towards Palo Alto. There's a report of flooding on 101 near the Willow Road in Menlo Park, which generally always a bottling when it rains over there. And also some flooding exported on University Avenue. Seems like the whole of 101 has got accidents and flooding reporting out there. So watch out. Please drive carefully, guys. There's a disabled vehicle on south of San Antonio Avenue in Mountain View, which is blocking traffic. 237 has an accident on North Fair Oaks. For that and some happening in Milpitas. 237 in Zanker, there's water into there, so watch out for that. And going down further, Broca 880, there's actually a flood there. So it tells you how bad our infrastructure is, right? So all of COVID, they've been having some road work or something going on, but somehow they're not able to actually account flooding happening in different places. Well, water is good. If it's flooding means they can actually hold on to water, and they should actually pump it into some places where we can have a reservoir, we can have some water when we require the water, right? There's also some report of some traffic flood on 280 northbound near 17, which is kind of affecting traffic, but not that. Now, the warning for you guys, Barijan, is the fact that it's going to rain all through the hour right now. In fact, it's going to be raining all through the day. The storm system actually is going to be pouring in some nice rain for us. Good in a way, it's bad in a way. It's good because we require the rain. Bad because the flooding part of it. So we're sheltering in place, which is a good thing for you guys, because we still in Santa Clara County are in the purple tier, but we have not. Though it is tapering down, though the news is coming up as well, they start showing like as though it's come. There is still information about things happening in the statewide. We have crossed 3 million mark. We have around 700 deaths in the past 2 days. That's sad. And Santa Clara County alone, if you don't look at it, it actually is still we lost around 10 people in a couple of days. In fact, I'm sorry, I take it back. In fact, Santa Clara, we actually had 14 people who passed. Because of the virus, and the rate of increase has not changed much from 0.6%. That is, we have an increase of at least around 600 people every day who are tested positive in the space. That's Santa Clara County, and as a promise to you guys, Alameda also, we're going to take a look at it and share the information for you guys. And if at all, Alameda County, it is still now the same 1.8% increase. That is, we are getting around 600 people turning up positive with the virus. So it's not exactly, but the rate of increase is kind of come. There have been around 10 new deaths in Alameda County alone, so watch out. Stay safe, healthy, sheltered in if possible. Others not helping, but probably you might have the flu or cold, whatever it is. Watch out, don't fall sick. Try to be healthy, eat healthy, stay healthy, and try to be happy. Maintain your, hygiene, personal hygiene. Wearing a mask, very important. You use hand sanitizer. If you do, don't make sure it's not something which is manufactured in Mexico, because of the report we shared with you guys yesterday on Good Morning Bay. Make sure you wash your hands. Yeah, water will be cold, I understand, but for now, please try to see if you can do something like that.
Hand sanitizers are not always as good as washing your hands regularly with soap and water, and the best way to know how well you're washing your hands is to sing the happy birthday song twice, or the A, B, C, D, E, F, G twice.
Yes, and of course, right now, Bajra, a quick look at what's happening with the news for you guys. Valtani, what's news?
Well, there's a whole bunch of news items, Altubaba, but I'm going to tell you one of the biggest things that's on everybody's lips, especially people who are following the stock market, is GameStop, right? GameStop literally was a game stopper for a lot of hedge funds. And I'm going to start with a headline from there. GameStop stock has retreated as the Reddit rally runs into restrictions, because Robinhood and Reddit and all these other platforms that were giving these people access has put restrictions on GameStop. Wall Street, for a mixed start today, eyes the GDP and also selling. South Carolina reports 2 South African variant COVID-19 cases, the first in the United States. Pharma distributors are in talks with the United States for a cut of the COVID-19 vaccine shipping deal. U.S. Senate is going to begin work on the COVID-19 relief as early as week, according to Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. A new White House is under Biden. How is it looking? Discipline, diversity, dogs, and social distancing is how it's looking right now. U.S. Congress Republicans face a dilemma in controversies surrounding Liz Cheney and that Marjorie Taylor Greene. U.S. Congress Republicans will bring you more updates on that shortly. China sharpens language, warns Taiwan that independence means war. Russian court keeps Kremlin critic Navalny in jail despite the outcry. The Facebook Oversight Board overrules the company on most cases in the first test. Toyota is now the #1 car seller in the world in 2020. And in the Republic Day violence, Panajan, protesters apparently snatched magazines from constables, robbed anti-riot gears, says an FIR that has been filed. And farmers who have been told to vacate the Ghazipur protest site, are refusing to do so. And here's the most beautiful part. I was watching a video yesterday, Altubaba, about what India is doing when the world is like scrapped its own vaccine. India is basically strengthening the global supply chain of vaccines. India is not only taking care of themselves, they've also promised, and they're supplying vaccines to surrounding neighboring countries, which includes Bhutan, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Myanmar, and all these places.
Except Pakistan, huh?
Well, Pakistan hasn't asked, I guess.
Yeah, doesn't want to
ask. So
ask.
whoever has asked.
There's
India
a very funny meme going around with all the Pakistan newscasters being sarcastic about the fact that they're not getting the vaccines. They didn't get their own, Imran Khan.
Yeah. Do you want me to go into more details
of what? Hey, go ahead, up to you, Faltan. All you share is just the headlines right now?
Yes.
Why don't you understand, Faltan? We're running out of time right now here.
Okay.
Go ahead, what do you want to do?
No, you tell me which news story do you want to listen
Oh,
to?
Faltari, anything, everything. Whatever you have, Faltari.
Well, Altibaba, GameStop shares acted early on Thursday as trading platforms, including Robinhood and Interactive Brokers, restricted trading in the video game retailer, along with AMC Entertainment and other stocks that soared this week in a social media-driven trading frenzy that shook the stock markets. If you want to catch up on that, you would really have to go and read up on this story. And yesterday I was having a discussion and I was like, okay, what is this all about? Because I don't dabble in the stock market. Do you, Altu?
Dabble?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you invest, huh? Big time.
Invest? For that, you gotta have money, Faltari. For that,
That's true.
for you to have money, you should work at a place where you get paid.
Yeah.
I'm in the radio.
Well, anyway, the dollar retreated and Wall Street rallied on Thursday as investors looked past weak US GDP and jobless claims data to hopes of a rosier economy ahead and welcome restrictions on the social media-driven trading frenzy. In South Carolina, state health officials are stating that they found 2 cases of COVID-19 that were linked to a coronavirus variant first detected in South Africa. The first cases of the mutated virus discovered in the United States, and they're saying that this virus is more contagious than the original versions of the virus. Pharma distributors are talking to federal officials about increasing the number of companies shipping coronavirus vaccines as part of the Biden administration's push to speed up inoculations, according to an industry executive and 3 people familiar with the matter. In some news with regard to the COVID-19 relief bill, U.S. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said on Thursday that lawmakers will begin work on a robust COVID-19 relief package. While the White House has denied any plan for a scaled-back bill that could move quickly through the divided chamber, President Joe Biden has made ramping up the U.S. response to COVID-19 his first priority, and he has said that he has proposed a $1.9 trillion bill, but some Republicans and some Democrats have balked at the $1 trillion cost of proposal, which is on top of the $4 trillion in aid already approved by Congress this year. Also, U.S. Congress Republicans are facing huge dilemma and controversies. The deep divisions roiling the U.S. Republican Party came into clear focus this week in controversies about relatives Liz Cheney and Greene, 2 politicians with little in common beyond their work address. House of Reps Republicans already were debating whether to punish Cheney, the number 3 member of the party leadership, to impeach Donald Trump when CNN reported that Greene in online posts had expressed support for executing Democrats, including House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Cheney, the daughter of former Vice President Dick Cheney, was the most prominent of 10 Republicans to vote to impeach Trump on a charge of inciting insurrection, for urging his followers to fight and march to Congress on Jan 6th. Pro-Trump supporters stormed the Capitol. Lawmakers were certifying Joe Biden's election victory. And Cheney has been accused of betrayal, while this first-time Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who actually expressed support for the QAnon conspiracy theory, came into the office defending Trump and lashing out at Democrats, and actually, in some news channels has publicly supported the execution of people like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Nancy Pelosi. So, but she's now coming out and said, no, that was not really a representation of my views and stuff like that. Yeah. So, and of course, for those of you who know how China deals with protests in Hong Kong, right now they are toughening their stance towards Taiwan, and they're saying that they're warning them, saying that after recent stepped up military activities near the island, that independence means war, and that its armed forces were acting in response to provocation and foreign interference. Taiwan, claimed by China as its own territory, reported multiple Chinese fighter jets, bombers entering its southwestern air defense identification zone last weekend, prompting Washington to urge Beijing to stop pressuring Taiwan. So it's like weird, no, Altibaba? Even now, people are like all over the place. People are trying to annex and exert control.
Yeah, it's about just the insecurities, poor things. I feel sorry for the Chinese government.
Anyway, Badijan, one other news item that's coming from India is that the coronavirus-induced suspension of scheduled international passenger flights has been extended till February, aviation regulator DGCA said on Thursday. So I guess that's all we have time for right now on Good Morning Bay, right, Alto Baba?
That's all we have time for. Good morning. If you want to catch up detail about what we share with you guys on air, you can go check it up at the news blog mediamahima.com. But signing off, of course, with a nice Ganaya Kira for you guys, penned by Javed Akhtar Saab and music by Shankar Ehsan Aloy, sung by Shankar Madhivamadhan. A nice song because the rain is good. If you're driving out, watch out for the floods, otherwise it's a good drive to go on. Avoid the coastal side, I suppose, because of all the rain, also watch out for that. Aisa Banjam Bolle Wale aap logon ko have a terrific Thursday. We'll see you in the evening live at 5.
दिल चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन दिन दिन भर हो
We hope you're loving the music, the best with the best entertainment. You know where it keeps getting hotter, and that's Radio D Hotties. And हाँ मैं आपकी फालतू रानी सुनते रहिएगा. There's more lovely music lined up for you. Total D Hottie picks.
मिलती रहे खुशियाँ दिल चाहता है